My name is Hayden Garrett, and I haven't made a huge box office busting nature documentary yet.
Bustin'. Bustin'.
That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what they say.
The flora and fauna
Okay,
are busting.
Jannik Garrett, and I haven't made something that I enjoy. And
That you hate and enjoy.
that Hayden respects.
We're doing an intro right now.
Right now.
Hayden Garrett.
This is Sam Holmes.
Jannik.
Jannik.
And this is Indieknot Films.
We haven't made it yet.
We all
the name of
haven't
the
made it
podcast.
yet. That's the podcast.
Here
You're
we
listening to
are.
This. And guess what? This is a special one coming to you straight off the bat. Jannik and I are talking about us not making it.
We're talking about us not making it and everything that goes into not making it.
Listen for the next hour and a half.
Yeah, no, it's not that long, but we're doing this because this is our second season break. A little bit of reflecting, a little bit of bringing it back.
Some tears.
Some tears.
Some compliments.
Couple.
Yeah, none from me, just from Hayden. Two to Sam.
We'll see how much makes the cut.
Yeah,
See,
the compliments probably won't.
Is that not a clue to what our normal situation is?
The compliments probably won't make the cut.
Sam re-listens to all the podcasts. I said
No
this. I don't know where.
again.
Why do you keep on taking my things out? I only take most of my things out. I don't take your things out. Sometimes I say things that are very insensitive. I'm like, I probably shouldn't.
Have you found some things that were like, oof?
I don't know why I keep talking about
The Jews.
the Jews. I was gonna say the OJ, like the trial, not being.
That is such a random thing to be flaking in at a frequent amount of times where you feel nervous. You mentioned this
Guys, I'm sorry talking about OJ so often. He's on my mind, and
my
I just gotta
God.
get this off my back. He's a good guy.
Yeah, you
This
always
is gonna
ask
be
our
edited.
guests what they think of OJ.
So now future Hayden, who's editing this, gonna edit this out because this is another OJ reference.
I don't know. I feel like future Hayden wants people to know
Well,
what they're getting
the
into.
guests don't know that this is something you keep saying because you keep editing it
I
out.
keep
So
editing it out.
now you have to edit this one out too. Otherwise, it's just weird. And
Now you just put more work on yourself.
I love the 20-minute cut where it's just like there's no transition. It's just like, and people are like, why are they starting to talk about this? That's because Hayden talked about OJ.
every time there's a jump cut, it's Hayden talks about OJ.
Whenever there's just a weird transition that just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Now you know.
OJ. Okay, we're recording.
Wow.
Okay, this is you're listening to Indieknot Films. This is our
now?
yeah. Well, what else are we gonna do?
True.
Do we
No.
have an icebreaker for us?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
When was the last time you decided to jump?
Speaking the mic.
The last time you jumped, you took a leap of faith.
Metaphorically or like
Just
actually
answer
a
the
jump?
question.
Jumping. I mean, when we were in Idlewild, I had to do some jumps that felt pretty jumpy. Of like, oh man, that's a cliff that I could fall, and so I had to jump over that cliff and feel pretty good about that. That was a jumping moment.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's very nice. Mine, I realized my last purposeful jump was when I was babysitting my cousin's daughter, and we went to a little gym class. She did like open gym class, and we jumped in the gym, just like on the mats. Less intense.
That's a good jump.
Yeah, that's a good jump.
Mine is similar. I was at the rock gym and I jumped off from the little bouldering area, and this guy I was talking to told me that last time he jumped, or not last time, but 4 years ago when he jumped, he hit his foot slightly wrong, and his leg bone just broke and shot out the side of his leg and into the mat and penetrated through the mat. So he was just pinned on the mat.
Why does he say this?
And I was just picturing him like continuing to stand there, not falling because he's pinned to the mat, and him like spotting somebody else. That part didn't happen, and he showed me a photo, and the bone was bone white. There was no blood on it. It just came shooting out of his leg. And he said, to this day, I'm not able to jump anymore.
So he can't jump.
His doctor was like, this is a really bad one, dude. No jumping, no running. And
why is he still there?
No jumping this day. I asked him, is it true? And he said, yes, I can't jump anymore. And I was just incredibly grateful that I'm still able to jump and take leaps.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to climb anymore, or boulder at least.
Well, my friend once, he did it even worse one where he landed between two mats and then went sideways and just cracked his entire leg. And I think it was his upper bone, his femur, which is a really much worse one.
How you doing, Sam?
That sounds terrible. You're really good at selling rock climbing, bouldering,
Yeah,
killing it for the gyms.
Yeah, you got every jump counts.
Oh my god, that's awful.
So that was it. So we're Indieknot Films,
And when we're an Indieknot podcast,
and we're listening to.
We haven't made
we're
it
listening
yet.
to it.
Or you're listening to.
Oh,
it
you're
now.
listening to it. Yeah.
You're listening to the last episode of season 2, and we
23 episodes.
23 episodes, and we brewed a good one up for you tonight.
We brewed it. Yeah.
Brewed it right.
I got up early this morning to start planning out a vigorous schedule for the episode, different beats to hit, different segments to complete.
And I woke up.
And Hayden was there.
I'm very impressed by the prep work
Yeah.
that went into this episode.
Yeah.
A lot of thinking.
A lot of notes.
A lot of notes. We'll get on those notes. It's about, drumroll please, Jannik and I and our adventures of filmmaking. Yeah?
Woo!
That's what it is.
That's what it is. We the people have asked,
And we have answered.
We're here to deliver.
Yeah.
Wow, we're all in the same season. We all get an episode.
Yeah, we
look at
talked to
that.
Sam, so we're not talking about Sam
I think
on this episode.
No.
Did we start the season with Sam?
You were
I don't
one of the
think
first
so.
ones.
One of the
Was
early
I?
ones. Oh, no, we did not. Yeah, but definitely early.
Yeah, it's true.
So are we going to do, are we just going to do just about us, or are we going to do a little look back on the season, or...
I like that.
Can't wait. Looking forward to it.
She can't wait.
It's also like good, like, because I'm sitting in the middle between the both of you, and you guys are both like equidistant from each other to me in a little triangle.
It's a good
So,
visual
Yeah.
for our
And then in the
listeners.
center of everybody, the crackers and salami.
Yes, the cheese plate.
which we are filming. We're not.
Oh, no.
That's what me and Jannik were choking on in the beginning.
No.
Whoa. I was
Jeez.
working.
Yeah, it's part one of his notes.
Okay,
Work
so
on
When
cheese.
how do I edit this?
I
Is
think
it
you
the
don't.
intro and then I need the music. I need
All right.
or did we do the whole making it for me is
Oh,
did we do that?
well, no. Are we going to go at the same time, or are we taking turns, or what's...
You should do it at the same
No, I
time.
mean like our sections. Or are we just both just talking about
think
what
we-
we're up to?
I think we can make it just a conversation.
Oh,
It's
We
conversation.
can ping pong, right? No?
You can
Yes?
talk.
not with the
in
mic like that.
Sorry, so sorry. Well, I guess let's start from the beginning.
I would like to.
No? Okay.
I would like to do a little review, a term and review of our recorded episodes, what we were thinking when we started, and how things have evolved, and kind of just think back and take a moment to see what we've created here in these 33 episodes, right? 33 total?
23
Season
in
two.
the season.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know what
full,
the first season, I don't know how many.
I think
we
we're
did.
close to 23 or something like that. But I would just like to remind us of the hard work that we've done and how far we've come. We started, our first episode was, well, let's go way back. Hayden,
Oh God.
Hayden did
full oral history of Indieknot
the
films.
first episode that Hayden recorded of a podcast was a little podcast that Hayden had going for himself during the pandemic, called "What Are You
Keeping Alive?"
Keeping You Alive?" And so there was a little bit of
not related to this.
there was a little bit of it's a build. I'm building to it. It's a slow build, but it is a build, which was recorded on laptop audio and a little bit of iPhone audio mixed in. Now Hayden took that experience, and then when we merged forces with a new idea. Why did you end the first idea, by the way?
The pandemic ended.
Just because of the pandemic ending? Okay.
It was just something for me to do.
Right.
And I don't know. I work started picking up.
Yeah.
And I just kept working.
And then I think we were both kind of feeling like it would be fun to try it again, since I was on your podcast and it was kind of fun, and we wanted to figure out a different angle, and we came up with the idea of like an interview, documentary style thing, spotlight thing about just people making it. And so our first episode there was, who did we have on?
Tim.
We had Tim, and the first episode we were recording in the place you're staying at the time, which it was in the summer. It was incredibly hot. I had decided to make a pizza, turning the space into like an absolute sauna. I remember literally dripping sweat, and you can see it in a little video we recorded of it.
We did a little video.
Yeah.
You chose that day.
It was messy, but I was really feeling the you have to just start kind of a vibe versus thinking of a reason of why you're even doing this, or trying to perfect it before it even exists.
Filmed it at my ex-girlfriend's apartment because we thought it would be better for sound.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's why the air conditioning was off, because they're like, oh, we can't have the air conditioning on because then it would hurt the sound. But we're using iPhone. The
sound was hurting regardless.
The sound was just gonna be hurting.
The integrity. You had integrity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, integrity.
And
perseverance.
I thought it was a good episode. I thought Tim, he's very articulate, and I felt good about it. How did you feel about it?
I felt good. I wanted to. This was made specifically because I just wanted to talk to people, and I just joined the film industry, and for me, Jannik has a lot of people that he knows, and like I was like, oh, how do I make connections without really knowing people, and then how do I make them talk about their careers? It's like, that's so hard. And I was like, okay, well, if we do this podcast, this could be our side project because we're gonna do films and everything. And films cost money and time and editing. But we can bring people into this podcast. They could talk about their lives. And it would be a free way for me to get some tips and tricks from them, as well as getting them to hopefully remember my name.
That is so smart. I did not know that was the angle you were coming from. And that is...
I honestly didn't either.
That?
I wanted to learn from
so
all of you.
smart.
No, I'm not. I wanted to.
That is probably the smartest way to network. Absolutely.
Well, it gives people an opportunity to talk about themselves in a way when you go to a bar with someone and what do you do? It's like, I don't want to fucking talk about that.
Absolutely.
We're trying to make it too here.
Yeah, which brings me to my next episode that stands out to me, which is we're making daddy money.
That was our biggest views.
It's a good title.
Which is now
Catchy.
biggest views. Which is now where we're at currently. That's a 1 year back point from right now, because that's when we left for the job that was our first hiatus and our first kind of break in our podcast, and that's where we're about to be at right now again.
Making daddy money.
Yeah, and that's
two.
where that money was coming from, that job. And that job also led to the next couple episodes, which were our assistants.
Oh, yeah.
How'd you feel about those episodes?
I did not know we were talking about this. For me, it was the first time sharing. I like the people I work with so much. And it's part of the aspect of the job that I enjoy of like you're going to hell and back with these people. And now in those episodes, I got to share those experiences. And with Jannik and I, we both had our specific assistants, our PAs that we came to know very well.
Wait, what? You had assistants?
We both had, just art assistants that were working with us.
PAs.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Wow.
and it was weird for me. We were just like really good friends, so I got to kind of make it the world to like, hey, this is my friend that I worked with for like a few months. It was cool. It was fun,
proud
good
of
fun.
you both that you guys are assistant receiving level.
Yeah.
As an assistant myself.
Well, you're getting us
Why?
coffee later.
Oh, I brought the cheese platter. That should be enough.
It's
No?
already.
I feel like that covers enough.
Yeah, it's an assistant move.
Yeah, so
We are not assistant level.
We are. No,
wow. I also did when I first initially reacted to that. Also thought you were using assistants for this podcast. That also, I was like, what? You just just like imagine like hold
that'd be
our mics.
wild. I liked about those that we just got to run our mouths a little bit on. I thought it was. I don't know if it was interesting to audience members, but I thought it was interesting to hear about projects that I was involved with or knew about, and it kind of felt like we were saying earlier, I was like the podcast felt like it was part of some bigger process or some project going on, and hearing different angles over those 2-3 episodes of one thing was kind of cool, I thought, and interesting. Hearing about the show, these people all working on the same show.
Okay, wait. Also, like, I came into the fold recently.
You did.
I did.
That was an okay episode.
Okay.
No, it was a good episode.
You just said it was okay.
It was fun editing.
What are these pauses? It makes me feel like you're uncertain. Were they not fun? Was
No.
it not a fun episode?
I find them all engaging. I find them very educational. I don't try to seek enjoyment.
He's a machine. He only
By any of
learns.
You love them all equally.
I gained the knowledge.
Right. Because that's the goal.
That's my agenda. Jannik, how did you get?
Yeah, how'd you get into film?
I'm doing the whole thing. It was probably being just so bewildered by my stepdad and I. We were watching Alien, and it was the first time I was like so. I didn't know what I had seen, and I thought that was really cool. Like I was just thrown off by it in a way that I hadn't been before. I was also way too young to watch that movie. I was like 12 or 13 or something like that. And that's the first time I was like, oh, this is something really cool that has fascinated me in a way that nothing has fascinated me before, I guess. The reason I got into film was loving stories and hearing my godfather talk about stories about the castles that we would drive around while going on trips in Germany. There's a lot of castles in the area, and him telling me stories about it. And then kind of film kind of felt like when that came into my life when I moved to America, because in Germany I didn't really watch that many movies. When that entered my life, it kind of felt like the evolution of this love that I had for stories. It could have been drawing or like doing something that direction, but movies felt like a more exciting and endless way to express those stories.
I was gonna guess Gladiator.
It comes in there's like a packet of these like boomer love
Profound
movies.
I mean, Alien was one of the
Alien
ones.
is part of that packet. Last of the Mohicans. These are like the movies my stepdad just loves, and he's the one that introduced me to movies. So there's like this package of these like action men movies, like not movies that I chose to love, but they were just kind of like
They were there.
given to me to love.
A gift.
A gift.
Hayden, how about you?
Getting into film?
Both love and getting into it. Why the stream?
The love, it's the one thing that not really many of my family does, which I really appreciate. My family does a lot, and they're all just very multifaceted, and I wanted to find something that I can be good at, that like Hayden is known for. And I just kind of started like watching movies and seeing these things of being like, oh yeah, like I get something from these things. And also understand these stories in the way they're being told. Being a part of that story is the coolest thing about it, I think, and it's why I continue the connectedness of making a project. You need all these professionals to be good at their job, and if I can call myself one of those professionals that can be good at my job, and we all make something beautiful together, that's such a gift. And I love that I can have that collaborative nature into making something that makes sense to me. I don't know if that makes sense at all.
Oh, I think I get it. Like I mean, this is not about me, but
No, you can. We'll add this part in.
well, oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for keeping my thing in. It's just like I remember for me, like my first love of like anything entertainment was theater, and it's like all I want to do, like the way I feel after watching this. They look like they're having so much fun. Like I would want nothing less or like nothing more than to be like a part of that and to make other people feel the way that I felt when I was watching it.
Totally.
So I feel like that's kind of like similar vibe to what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's just like connect with it in a different way that I could just, I simply can't imagine doing that and for anything else. So it's just like I really am like, this is it or nothing. Like I just love it so much. It's the only thing that I like feel like I ever was so 100% sure in my life.
Mm. And Jannik's gonna hate that I put this out, but in college I was very much not thinking of going into the film route. I was looking into environmental studies and science kind of stuff for conservation classes, and I took a Duck TV course where I just signed in as a DP. Had no credits, nothing. I came from studying abroad, and someone said like, "Oh yeah, University of Oregon does this like student-led film stuff," and I applied to that straight in as a DP and said I had a drone, and thus Jannik found my resume. It was like, this guy has no credits, but he has a drone, and we can use that drone.
I actually didn't even look at the resume. I just saw that you had a drone.
So he instantly
Right.
he puts me in on his project, and then we just worked really well together. I was the DP, still very much learning how things worked, but like figuring out the camera and like having that like just community working together to get things done with with the director, editor, actors, everything. And I remember that first screening that we showed to the students, and hearing people like, who's Hayden? Who's this guy? And I was like, it's me. And just biking home being like, oh my God, like I need that again. It was just such a good feeling to like, because I don't really want to be known. And I think we've talked about this before on the podcast, but I do want my work to mean something. And that's something I feel like I got at doing that project in Duck TV. I didn't need my name, but everyone was like, wow, that was really pretty.
It looked good, yeah.
So what is like, so I don't know if we know why, but like, what is the dream? What is if you had to say it right now, what is the ideal career job?
For me, I want to, it's still in conservation and environmental, like, focus. I wanted, like, I feel like film is the best story to share, what this planet is for us, and to say, with lack of a better words, to like speak for the things that can't speak. And I would love to be part of that voice of the planet, using film to interject how amazing this place is, and how it's the world is changing, and needing to understand, like we gotta see its beauty to understand why we should be keeping it. Planet Earth, the World Wildlife Fund, all these kind of projects is still my focus in the future, of very documentary focus. That's kind of why the podcast exists too. I still like talking to people, and I like the documentary aspect of a podcast, of doing, it's almost a Q&A, host you're interviewing someone. Yeah.
Oh.
Just working.
I mean, you kind of like brought together your two like loves, your two interests. Like you were saying before, like before that, weren't you gonna go that route? Was like nature.
Yeah.
Like, and now you're bringing the two loves together. That'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
The future.
Yeah. Jannik,
Jannik.
what are you seeing down the dream path?
Sorry, the weed is kicking in.
What?
There's no weed here.
What are you talking about?
You did not.
I made a ginger root weed tea, ginger weed,
Right.
ginger weed,
Change
lemon
the weeds
grass weed
outside.
tea.
Right,
I'm
right.
plucking them out.
Dandelion tea, weeds.
What was the question?
What do you want to do?
What's the dream?
I want to direct and write.
He's doing it.
All right.
Yeah.
You are living the dream.
Am I?
You want to be in the like writer? Don't you want to do like writer's room? I remember you talking about that. You don't want to do that
Oh,
anymore?
forget that.
No, I think I haven't really written with other people a lot, so I don't know how I would do writing somebody else's thing. Especially when it's like TV. I don't really like TV very much. For a movie, I can see myself co-writing something. But for TV, it feels... Yeah, I don't know.
It'd be like a fun exercise. You should just
It'd be a good exercise. I should just join a
try
writer's
it.
group. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, yeah.
You're
work
right.
that out. Work that out.
Let's do it now.
I just want to make the movies that I have in my head. It's how I process things is through art and movies. I want to be able to do that for a living at a high enough scale that matches what I want to do. I don't want to be, because I can do that right now, but it's just kind of chopping my whole life into like a 3-month segment where I can't do anything else because I have to do so much myself when I do want to make something. So I'd like to be at a higher budget level so that it does really feel like a job versus me tearing my entire life apart to do that. So for me to feel like I've made it, it would have to be where I'm literally just directing or just writing. Very similar to Sam Gosnell, what his dream was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What episode? Count number. Wow, that's a fun
Season
game. Guys, ready?
27.
There's no 27.
No. 22.
It's got to
So
be
your
like
final?
11.
I'm going to say 15. No. 16. Solid.
Man.
Final answer.
We should have formatted
count
this
that?
better.
Did you count it? Did you count it? Who's
I'm
right?
not going to count it. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Okay.
8, 9, 10, 11. 22.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Look at me go.
22nd episode.
22nd upload. I guess we're making daddy money, which I guess is technically not an episode. That's an episode. Okay,
There's a reason why we established a format on this podcast. This is part of the reason. And I think we're doing a great job.
Well, we're hitting the bullet points. How are we doing on the list?
What do you mean?
You pre-planned this episode. Didn't you?
That was a joke.
Are we hitting the list though?
We're hitting the list.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what?
We're currently at
that not what I was
35 minutes.
I mean, Hayden, do you want to make a structure?
I'm trying to think of what that
like?
would look like.
What are I would say movies that inspired you?
Oh, okay. I like that.
What is one, I guess as a filmmaker in itself, or maybe is it different? Like your aesthetic is after one person, or that's like how you would like to see yourself aesthetically, I guess, in your work. Does that make sense?
Such a big question.
Do you need a 5-minute
Ding ding.
we'll edit out. We'll be like 5. Like we'll break. We'll cut. You come back 5 minutes later.
Yeah. Let me think. I got it. No, I got it. I mean, I can say movies that I always say Eternal Sunshine, The Spotless Mind, still my favorite movie. It's the first movie where I watched first and I was like, I hate this, I don't understand it. And then I watched again and I was like, oh, so it's really cool that you can make a movie that you can just continue to rewatch and get something new out of it. Every time I watch it, it's still a completely different movie and just creatively telling something in an interesting way in people's minds and things being deleted. It's a strange movie. But it was for me wanting to do film, being like, oh shit, that I had no idea. That's a way you can tell a story. And then also having the Francis Ford Coppola stuff, of which I would consider very format, this Ron Howardy, how movies are made was also an influence.
That's great.
I think we got it.
That's awesome.
In the bag.
Did you think about yours, or do you still need 20 minutes?
I mean, I don't have a style. I haven't really made anything.
That's cool.
So that'll just take some time to see what ends up being there.
But any that you think of when you're actively writing or directing?
For different projects, I've thought of very specific movies. Usually it's a very specific movie, but it's always kind of a different jam.
That's cool. They still inspired you. What were they?
So for this one thing we did in Duck TV back in the day, I very much matched the style of Wolf of Wall Street. How I like the way it flowed. It was very quick and a lot of characters, and it all kind of hits you like a wave, and it moves fast. and those ended up being, the format was longer than it should have been. Like it ended up making the thing long, but it felt like it moved very quickly. And kind of like semi-snappy dialogue, not quite like Aaron Sorkin, but like things were moving. And then for Mira, the one I met Hayden on, it was I don't remember what the like comparison there was. I think at the time there was a little bit of True Detective in my brain. I love that one. Kind of a dark moodiness. And then
I got what do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
I felt very David Finchery.
Oh yeah, that's
Mira.
true. Yeah.
But yeah, that is interesting to think about, of like figuring out a style.
Yeah.
I mean, I a lot of my friends who do film share their style, and it's like they do shorts, and it's like I don't think we have that yet. I think a style comes from other people observing your stuff.
Well, I feel like I'm at least still in the phase where I'm just copying too, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and then the next short I did was a Richard Linklater Sunset Trilogy, which is like a completely different style, and I'm kind of like floating in that right now. But yeah, I don't know. I think it feels weird to say like I have a style. I don't feel like I do.
I think you do. It's just
I mean,
it doesn't feel like it yet.
It hasn't found its shape yet.
But it's getting there. I mean, that's the whole
getting
point.
there. Yeah.
I've seen like my friend was sharing with a lot of the skits we do. He was like, I love your sense of humor. You're very like on the nose dry wit. Where it's like you're almost not trying to be funny. And I was like, I don't know what you mean by that, but I guess I'll take it as a compliment. Like, you almost are trying not to be funny. And I was like, essentially, yes, I'm trying not to be funny. But I do like being funny. I'm just
dry
talking.
humor.
It's a good feeling for sure.
Next question.
All right. Well, what are you guys currently doing? What are you guys up to right now? What are the jobs you guys have? You're about to go away for 2 months.
Yeah.
A little hiatus in between seasons. What are you guys doing in between?
Doing a season 2 of a show. Can we talk about it?
I don't know.
It was a show that we did last year.
We'll edit.
Okay,
well, you'll edit out whatever you don't feel comfortable with.
I don't want to edit any of
You
this.
can edit it out.
Sam's editing this episode.
We'll take it out.
You'll figure it out. We're both set decorators, in the art department, and that allows us to use a lot of tools. And
Like a hammer?
like a hammer is one of them.
Wow.
And we get to make stuff and buy stuff as well. It's an interesting job. It's not something I've ever thought about in film until I was like, oh, you can get paid for this? And now I do this now, and it's fun. It's a good money.
Oh, yeah. And Hayden, where are you going? What is the location?
Not
That
say.
he cannot
I
say.
definitely
Damn.
cannot say that.
Come
all,
on.
it's all NDA. I'll tell you next year.
How about just guess? Like, just give us clues about the state.
I can't. It may not be a state.
That's okay. Well, maybe that's a clue.
I'm trying to. Let me see what I can say. Yeah, that's it.
Reality TV.
Oh, okay.
It's too
Maybe
much.
one day. Maybe one day. Jannik, what say you?
I mean, we're working on the same show, so right now I'm doing the same thing. I really want to get out of TV. I would love to do features, and I have like some very loose and shaky, really low budget feature art jobs on the horizon. So I'm really hoping that works out. One of them is a prop master, and
Oh, fingers crossed.
Yeah. And the other one, really low budget production design. But they both seem like really cool movies. Sci-fi. One of them is a sci-fi, and that's been my dream. One of my big dreams is to work on a sci-fi in the art department. So that would be so cool.
That'd be sick.
Doing like
Wow.
space
Making those things,
laser props, and getting to be on. They'll be building a real set, so it'd be like in a spaceship.
wow.
Which that's my dream for art department.
That's
Is
so
doing
cool.
a sci-fi thing, and in general, but like the coolest part about the sci-fi is the set usually, and the creatures. So
It's the best part, and it's the only reason I like doing reality TV is you get to make the world, you get to make the atmosphere, and you have the most intimate kind of experience with the set. You're always there.
Yeah, and I mean, you get such little of that world building in reality TV. That's why I kind of want to move towards, features. But yeah, sci-fi is the pinnacle of that. So
That's gonna be so fun. Wow. You
Hopefully
get
it
to
happens.
go to work and be like, I'm going to space today.
I know that'd be so cool. I think I like the idea of all of us answering a question because it brings us closer together.
Wow, you're gonna let me answer a question?
We'll
On
think
your
about
episodes?
it. Maybe season 3.
Season 3 finale.
What do we
Fair.
hope for season 3?
Okay,
See, there we go. We all answer that. Great content.
great.
Can I answer? Am I
You
allowed?
can start.
You do start. Okay.
I hope we have like a very healthy season and lots of guests. I think that like we as a trio have like talked a lot about what we want out of this podcast and like kind of, maybe shaking things up a little bit. Like I feel like we're gonna give more variety also next year, but like really I think trying to hone in on our voice at the same time, and I'm just like looking forward to honestly just seeing the growth and like fully being a part of the experience now and being like even more involved in the future. Looking forward to that. I think we have some other projects besides the podcast coming up soon. So that's something to look
That is
forward
fun.
to in the next year or so as we go through this podcast again. Like I think that sounds like a whole lot of fun. So that's kind of what I'm hoping and looking for in the future.
I think this thing has just grown so much more to its original plan. And I've been enjoying the process of doing it. It does take a lot to edit and put these things together. But like I said, like you get to learn how people kick, and like I feel like I get to learn something new every single day. I'm talking to somebody as well as just fields that I don't really know about, and I want that to continue throughout season 3. So maybe making it supplementary for the stuff that we do, including the people that we're working with.
Yeah, that's kind of the first 2 episodes was, them talking about something that they had been in, the guests, one of our things that they had been in. That was kind of our original idea. I guess that's what you were talking about. So it'd be cool to get that angle of it going again. Also, I feel like we still don't really know what our like shtick or tone for this thing is. Like sometimes it feels very comedic and casual. I guess it's because we're playing off the guest, but yeah, just kind of seeing if that'll ever evolve into something more solid and consistent, or maybe it'll always stay kind of what we figure out, whatever vibe the guest has. It's been fun to hear all of us evolve as people that talk into mics as well. I know I've experienced changes about myself in that. At first being very nervous. Now being just a little bit nervous. No,
You gotten better.
Yeah, no, I actually don't really feel the anxiety at all from just the recording part. I guess sometimes if it's an intimidating guest, I do. But yeah, it's been cool to kind of see, just on a personal level, use this as a way to try something new like that.
Yeah. I think building our community through this is a really cool thing. So I might just disregard anything I just said, and continuing to build the community through this podcast is my goal.
That's so nice.
Is our goal. Our goal.
Yes.
Our goal.
Yes.
Yes.
Our
Well, one of the
goal. Our goal.
Well, I can't wait for the dinner where we invite every single guest we ever had.
I want to do that, yeah.
I want to do that too.
We are doing another podcast in 10 years called Made It, where all of our
We're
guests.
going to come back to every single person and be like, all right, let's see how many people are still in the industry.
It'll be interesting to see who's like in Best Buy.
Should we go through
right
every
now.
guest and no?
But I think it is cool that we get to have this like conversation with these people before we even work with them. Not even sussing them out or anything, but just like
Casual and fun.
yeah, it's just a good time. Let's get to know you, and then they actually want to talk about themselves because we're giving them that spotlight.
Yeah,
because that's what the point of the episode is, which is awesome. I love talking to people.
Also, yeah, like, I mean, we didn't smoke weed, but like the same.
no, not
If
today.
we did,
But if we did, it was like very similar vibes. And this is the first time, I think, since my episode I've been in this state.
Yeah. So state of sobriety.
Yep. No, hold on. But yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking about like doing that for the first time. I think that's really like the first time me and you, Hayden, had really like talked for like a good period of time too. And so since then, like our friendship has grown a lot too. And like, so I think about just the start of that and how much has changed since then.
Do you have a specific moment that jumps out at you, like
about me?
Yeah, or like a feature you like about Hayden or something like that?
To like.
No, like a moment. Maybe it sounds like when you were on that was kind of memorable.
I guess it's just like I guess I'm just reminiscing more about like the feeling that I'm currently in. It's just like just being a part of this because I've never like recorded a podcast before. Like this is like the first one. I was very impressed with the equipment setup. I'm just like, the whole thing. And I just remember thinking that and being like, wow, that was so fun. That's so cool. Like one time thing. And then Jannik reached out to ask me to join. And like since then I just never expected like from when I first, I think it's more like that, it's like it's not a specific thing that we said. I think it's just like more of an internal moment I had with myself. And now like thinking about it.
I appreciate that you said yes and like you're joining this weird thing we're doing because it is kind of like a tough ask to do something like this. It's listening to yourself, and it's a commitment. So I appreciate that you're on this, and you're doing a good job, Sam.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm having a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun for me, and I didn't realize how much fun. I guess like because I don't know, yeah, exactly, like hearing yourself talk kind of thing.
It's hard to get used to.
And also it's like, I guess like maybe just to add one more thing to my like what I hope for the future or looking forward to rather, it's just like I think this is also forcing me, as like you were saying, to talk to more people. It's like it's definitely helping me learn how to do that and like be less anxious about it. Like for me, it's maybe like less so like about the mic. It's more so like trying to maintain conversation with a complete stranger that I've never talked to before.
Yeah.
Like I'm terrible at initiating like small talk like ever. And so it's been like really nice, like good feeling that I feel like I'm working on a skill as well. Like, like something that I've always wanted to work on and like was just too shy to do it or like didn't have like feel like I didn't have like a meaning to do it. And just now being able to openly, like comfortably and like in a good space, do that in a very frequent, like way more frequent than I would be. So no, this has been great. I love it.
I'm definitely way different here than I am elsewhere in the world. And I have different levels of Hayden that I decide to show. But here in particular, it's funny that you can just sit someone down. And for me, I go into like kind of an autopilot of just like, okay, we're going to talk about this, this, and this. And then I might have a few of these questions because you talked about this that I found interesting. And it's funny that you can do that here and just feel comfortable in that set, in that state of mind. And then you go to a bar and be like, what do you like doing? What's your favorite film? Or just like it just for whatever reason the questions don't work, or the experience of talking to people. It's just a different experience.
Well, and it's like a very curated. This is the space where you're supposed to be asking questions about the career, and then we have little left and rights. Well, in a bar, it's like. It's just the Wild West. Every conversation will start like there's no real reason for you to be talking to anybody there.
It's so
it's
bad.
just
it's so bad.
It's hard.
Yeah, I have to go now, and I've thought of one. It's a good one too. Well, I'm gonna do our question. Okay.
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 All right.
10 years from now. You're talking to yourself.
You're asking yourself.
We're doing
the 10 year. I think we kind of talked a little bit about what we want in the future, but we didn't do.
But that's the pipe. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
We didn't do the 10-year talking to yourself question.
Yeah, you could be vacationing because you already accomplished.
You've made
your goal. Yeah, you've made it. Now you're just going on vacation 10 years from now.
Yeah. So the question is, 10 years from now. You're talking to yourself right now. What are you going to tell yourself?
It's like you hyped yourself up.
I didn't think about this at all, and I asked the question. But I hope you're doing okay, and that you're not listening to this because you're still working, and you're making beautiful things to show to people and helping share this story of this beautiful thing that we call humans.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. Great.
It's 10 years from now.
That's great.
Okay.
Well, we're going to send him this snippet, so he will hear it.
I won't hear the whole thing.
You can predict that you will not listen to the
Just clips.
I hope you're not balding. I'll start with that. Get the easy stuff out of the way. I want you to look at your right thumb. See if you still have that crack in it, because it keeps on tearing, and I feel like I'm going to have it forever. In this current moment, you are about to leave for a show. You're writing 2 feature films, a horror and a drama, a love story-esque, and I hope you've been able to do both of those. You are very close to finishing a visual art poem book thing. I wonder if you're even still thinking about that. But I would like you to look back at that and remember this time via that time capsule book. And I hope that you're still doing film as a way to process life, and not for a less soulful reason. Love you, man.
That one was actually good.
Wow.
I want to redo mine.
You gonna redo yours?
No, I don't want to.
No, yours was great.
No, mine was fine.
It was
just okay.
no. And
It's gonna be interesting no matter what you say.
exactly.
Like, if I were to find this a year old, I'd be like, what the hell? Like the year old episodes feel like a time capsule. If I'd spoken to myself a year ago,
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So have you guys? I know you've mentioned it as examples, but like, have you truly answered what making it means for you? Right? Wasn't that like right? Don't you? Isn't that a question?
That's one of the questions.
Yeah. What was it? I know you said it like maybe in passing, but is it the one I think of?
What do you think of?
No, I'm saying for you.
Oh,
You mean what I think you're gonna say?
Oh. I can respond.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, making it for me is I'm healthy and I care about myself and I can do all of that successfully, doing the things that I love doing and having both of those aspects together is what I want. I want to do what I love doing, but also love myself and care for myself in the process. And as of now, I feel like I can't do that, to have both yet. But I would hope that in the future that I can. I can't believe we make our guests answer these questions.
Jesus Christ.
In 2 sentences.
Masochist.
You got it. Taste of your own medicine.
Yeah, this is a very healthy
It's reflection.
episode
We
for
love
us.
it.
Expecting so much.
I'm going to take my sass out of those questions next time I ask them. Oh my
You're
God.
like, come on, deliver here, people. Give us a story.
This is making it from you and in 10 years. This is making it.
You just answered
Okay.
10 years.
Oh, that's right. Making it for me is having the self-worth and self-confidence to direct my most ambitious ideas.
Wow, what a lovely season.
It's hard, isn't it?
What do you mean it's hard? We're doing great. This is
Just answering these questions is fucking hard.
It's yeah, it is tough. I think that's why we're all the hosts. We find people who are interesting to talk to. Sam being one of them.
Oh my gosh.
And
it's like a compliment.
it's a second compliment. Watch out.
Wow.
Yeah, you're gonna have to work a little bit before you get one from me. Good cop, bad cop. That's season 3 stuff for me.
Season 3.
Maybe you'll hear one compliment.
Oh shit! Guess how long this has gone.
Don't worry about it.
5 minutes.
We're an hour 20 in.
Wow.
But I think we got about 10 minutes of good material. So that should be
Plenty.
probably plenty for
It's a short episode, right? We don't want to be self-indulgent anyway.
No, this is feel good.
We're in an outro now.
Oh, okay.
Falling into outro.
This is lovely. Well, lovely season, y'all.
Those
Hayden,
toes are getting real close to that salami.
That is nowhere near.
And I'm still planning on eating some of that.
That is nowhere near
That's actually really funny because in the second episode, we talked. No, first episode 2. First and second episode,
About
we
toes?
talked about Jannik's toes.
Oh, I wanted to give an update. My right toe is cleared up. My left toe has these rivets in it now, which I thought would grow out with time, but the